So when was the last time you said yes to something that you really wanted to say no to? Like the time your girlfriends asked you to go out on a weeknight after you had a long day of work and all you wanted to do was get something to eat and watch Netflix? Or when the homies called you on a Saturday night to go out to the club and all you wanted to do was eat a pizza and play video games? Yeah, I'm talking to you. So I want to talk to you about the power of the word no. It's the most simplest thing to say, but it's also very hard to. And when I think of that powerful word no, we always want to please other people around us because a lot of us are people pleasers, but we wind up harming ourselves in the long run. And when we tend to say yes to everything, we are also saying no to ourselves. And we wind up getting overwhelmed or burnt out. So, I want to talk to you about the power of no. So, like I just said, when you say yes to everything, you are pretty much saying no to yourself. And what I mean by that is when you say yes to everything, that means you're doing all these different things, or you're Johnny on the spot. You're always at every function or every gathering because somebody asked you to be there or do something. So you're only one person. So you're doing all of these things and you wind up getting overwhelmed or burnt out. So we have to realize and be aware of the way we feel in in our bodies as well, because our bodies take a toll on trying to be everywhere at one time. So you have to learn when to say no. And we have to understand that no is not a cuss word. It is okay to say no. It's okay to say no sometimes. And we have to begin to set these boundaries. So when you say the word no, it's like a muscle. You have to develop it. And the more you start saying no, the easier it will get. Matter of fact, you will say no before you even say yes, you know? And that's something that you just have to work on over time. So saying no takes time and you have to practice at it. And the more you practice saying no, you will get better at it and you will start to deliver it with confidence. So that was something that I had to work on over the years and still working on. Just not saying yes to everything that comes my way. Sometimes you got to say no because it may not line up with what you got going on. And some people will understand it, some people won't. But that's not your job to try to get people to understand. You either say yes or you say no. It can also give you a sense of genuine happiness as well because you're not tied down to a certain situation that you may not even want to be tied down to. You don't want to be placed in a situation that you're not happy in or you're not having a desire to be in. And there's one side of it to be like, okay, I'm doing this to help that person or help a situation out. But it's another thing where you feeling like you just have to be there for whatever reason, or you feel like you have to be there to make somebody happy or something like that. Because if you're feeling like that, that's not helping the situation at all. Because you're showing up angry or you're showing up with an attitude and you're not helping the situation. So why even be there? So you have to learn the power of no. You got to start using that word no when you don't want to be there or you just don't have the time to be there. And it's okay. You're only one person. Now, when you start using the word no toward people, when they ask you to do certain things or be at certain places, when you start using the word no, what you're doing is you're teaching people how to treat you and letting them know what you will tolerate. So If somebody say, hey, Jimmy, I need you to be here on Saturday to do X, Y, and Z, and I tell them, oh, no, man, I can't do that. Why you can't do that? I already got something planned. I already got something scheduled. And they'd be like, what? You telling me no? Yes. Now, there's one or two things going to happen. They either going to start getting mad at you, and then they're not going to talk to you at all. And if you thought you two were friends and they act like that, guess what? You guys really wasn't friends to begin with. But some people will understand and they'll be like, okay. And they just know how to move forward. In that case, you both have a healthy boundary now. And like I said, you will develop a genuine happiness within yourself and even toward that other person because you will show up happier because you don't feel like you are pressured to do anything for them or with them. So it goes both ways. So you got to start using the word no if you don't want something to happen or be a part of something. So, like I said, man, when you say no to people, man, it teaches them how to treat you and it also lets them know what you will tolerate. And they either get with it or get gone. So, the last thing I want to lift up, and it's very powerful, is the power of saying no comes from the strength of your focus. The power of saying no comes from the strength of your focus. And Steve Jobs said it this way. He said, focus does not mean saying yes, it means saying no. So, my question to you is, what do you focus on? As for me, I focus on three things. Number one is God. Number two is my family. And number three is my business. So by focusing on God, I focus on reading the Bible, praying, and just keeping them on my mind as much as possible. Number two is my family, and that's just spending time with them, making sure they good, making sure they straight, and doing that to the best of my ability. And number three is my business, making sure everything in my business is taken care of to the best of my ability. Anything outside of that is a distraction. Now, it's nothing wrong with doing things outside of that, but if it is a conflict with my top three priorities, then that's where I draw the line. And that's pretty much how you need to do it as well. So, like I said, my homework for you is to understand what your top three priorities are and start setting these boundaries. So when people come to you with different things and if it is a conflict with your priorities, you need to tell them no. Because it doesn't line up with what you got going on. And if you can't fit it in, then you can't fit it in. And people have to be okay with that. They have to be okay with that. So the last thing I want to bring up in that is, have you ever sat back and thought about God's no? Now I've did that and I realized that God's no is actually a gift. It's actually a gift. Because when you sit back and you think about all the things that you asked God for and He told you no and it didn't happen, you look back on it, you realize, I'm glad it didn't happen because if it would have, it would have turned my world upside down in a bad way. So I thank God that He told me no, man. I thank God He told me no. And I know when we talk about using the word no, we talk about, or we think about like saying no to different people or different situations, but we also have to tell ourselves no. We need to tell our flesh no. When we want to eat everything and we know we haven't been on a fast in a while, we need to learn how to tell our flesh no. You're eating all this food. You know you need to go on a fast. Your farts smelling like you've been eating zombies and stuff, you know? You're like, what have I been eating? That's a pure indication. You need to go on a fast, sir, ma'am. You're just eating to be eating, you know. You've been eating all kind of crazy stuff, and you know when you feel like you need to go on a fast because you just been eating and it just feel like you're just going through the motions. Are you consuming all this, screen time, social media, and all that stuff? And you can sense you need to just stop and just give it a break. So it's not just people, man. You need to learn how to tell all kind of stuff no. Learn how to stand up for yourself within yourself and fight. Because your mind is a battlefield. Your mind is a battlefield. And that is something that we need to work on this year is our mental health and our mental awareness. We need to be aware of our mindset and our mind state, our state of mind. So we have to be aware of these things and learn when to shut stuff down in every area of our lives. So please remember that. So I pray and hope that this video helped you in some kind of way. And if you have anything that you want to share or anything that you feel I should discuss in more detail, please let me know. Put it in the comments and we can talk about it. And maybe I can make another video about it. And if not, I will see you guys on the next video, all right? You guys be blessed, and I'll see you next time. Peace.